Hi, I'm Peter Kalmstrom of kalmstrom.com Business Solutions. In this demonstration, I'll continue on a demonstration that I did before, where I set up a ticket categorization system. We've gathered information about tickets in a help desk system, and they're now categorized as hardware, software, or users. We also need to keep track of the default assignee for each type of ticket. We have that in a list called tickets, of course, which is a task list. And then we have a ticket rules, which is a couple of columns with the same category choice column and the default assignee user here. So now I'm just going to do the automation. I'm going to do a flow this time that sets the assignee automatically when a ticket is categorized as it's being created. So the only thing that I need to change from the previous demo is in the tickets list here, the assign to field by default is multi-choice, and that is you can allow multiple selections, and that is not supported in a flow, so we need to change that from the default task list. Then we are good to go, and this should work just fine. So we'll go into flowmicrosoft.com, and then we will go to My Flows, create from blank again. And I'm going to use a SharePoint connector. So when a SharePoint item is created, I'm going to copy the URL here to the site that I'm in, because this one is a Office 365 group, so it doesn't show up by default. So I'm going to type in that or paste in that. The list name is the tickets list. That is a task list, so it doesn't show up either. So we're going to enter a custom value for that also, tickets. So that's the when an item is created. That's what I need to know about that. Then once that's done, I'm going to get the appropriate rule for this ticket. I'm going to use the SharePoint action get items for that. A bit tricky, and it's a bit strange also, because of course we don't want to get several items, we just want to get one. We're going to use this anyway. Enter the custom site address there, again the same thing. And now we're going to use the ticket rules. And here's the tricky part, the filter query. Now the first part is that I'm going to enter the internal name of the ticket category list in the ticket category column. As you see, the column name is ticket category, but when I created it, I made sure that the site column had the internal name ticket category without any spaces. Here's where you see that. If I go out to the end here, you see that the field is ticket category without the spaces. So that's important when you create the column, that you do it in the right way so that you get a good internal name, because that will help you and make everything easier here. So I'm writing out the ticket category internal name like that. Then I'm using the EQ syntax, which you might recognize from PowerShell. And then I'm using the hyphen to indicate that this is a string. And then we're getting from the item created, we're getting the ticket category value. That's the one we want. There we go, ticket category value. And then end hyphen. So that will give me a collection of one item with the rule. So based on that rule, I'm going to, for each item, here under more, for each item, just going to be one. So that's the list of items. For each of those, I'm going to update the current item. So that's going to be a SharePoint action again. So I want to update the current item, update item. Again, I need to specify the current list and the current site, of course. And this is in the tickets list now. Use tickets as a custom value. That's what I want to do. I want to get the ID. It's important to get the one from when item is created. That's the action. That's the one we're working with. The task name is going to be set back to the task name. We need to set that because it's a mandatory value. Otherwise, the flow will fail. And also, I need to be sure to clear these default values here, because otherwise, if somebody sets a priority value other than the default, it's going to get reset. So I'm going to clear these three. That's important. And then we're going to set the assign to claims and enter a custom value there. And now I need to find from the get items action that we did before, I'm going to find the default assignee claims. Assign to claims, default assignee claims. All right, and that's it. Let's try it. I'll save this. Usually it takes a few seconds to save. And I'm just going to rename this now. Set default assignee based on rules. All right, so let's test this. I'll perform the trigger action, which is to, of course, to create a new item in the list. Let's go into the tickets list, create a new task, printer problem, and that's going to be a hardware problem. And of course, I'm not going to fill out the assign to because that's going to be filled out automatically now. So save that. And let's see if my flow is running. Flow run failed. Let's see where it failed. It didn't get any items. Let's see, what did it say here? Let's just check this if we can fix it real quick. Ticket error category. Of course, I did a typo there. Okay. Let's try that again. It's here, ticket error. All right, I think you all saw that one. Ticket category. It's very important to be exact in your syntax, of course. So let's test it again using the same data. The error messages that you get are actually rather good here in flows. So they're much better than in a workflow. There we go. Now, so you got the items and we applied to each and they updated the item. So let's go here and refresh. And it's assigned to me. So my flow is working and the demo is done. Of course, I can now go in and expand the choice column and put new rules here, and that will apply to all new tickets that are being created. And of course, nobody has to know that there's a flow running in the background. It just happens automatically. A good idea also in the ticket here might be to point this out to users, that put that in the description to the assigned to, that so they know that this is happening. There's some magic going on in the background. Set automatically by flow based on ticket rules. So they know that there's some cool flow running in the background. They don't now have to know the details, of course. They can fill out the ticket and they can know that they can just assign a category and the person will be assigned automatically. All right, thank you for watching this demonstration.